engagement that we want to see does happen. All the support that we have, our being here, my being here, and the PSs being here, is sufficient support that anyone requires to make sure that it is happening and that government stops being and will never again be seen as that strange animal that you only see at these formal, very formalistic presentations and events, and that after people leave, that's the end of the story. As they say, this event is simply just an event. It is a launch, but it's not the destination. If anything, it is the beginning of what I believe is going to be a very, very exciting journey as we seek to transform both the image of KBC and also that of Huduma Kenya, and make sure that we are actually responsive to whatever it is that we have been mandated to do. I think that as I conclude, again, the key purpose and key responsibility for us is to thank the teams, because at the end of the day, you are the guys that actually do these jobs. And we do appreciate you as the boards. We appreciate the work you do. We appreciate the efforts that are being put, and encourage you to go on doing what it is that you must do to make sure that the government does deliver on its promise to change this country. This is one step in that long journey, but it's a very, very remarkable step, and one that we are very happy to be a part of today. I thank you very, very much for your attention. Congratulations again for the good work you're doing, both teams from KBC and Huduma Kenya. And we shall be coming around, as my colleague and friend from Huduma Kenya says, to ensure that the 59 centers are actually operational as soon as possible. And certainly we want to do that as much as we can this part of the year, so that as we start really getting into the messaging that we know we must do between now and August next year, these centers, these platforms are available to keep passing on those messages that this government is doing something different, and that these changes can be recognized, can be felt, and they should be rewarded at the ballot next year. So thank you very much for your kind attention, and congratulations once again. It's now my singular pleasure to welcome our PS and chief guest to make his remarks and declare this event formally open and also close it. Karibu sana. Yes.
Let's get seated. Chair and CEO, first let me say that you have some two gentlemen in my office. I don't know what you gave them, but they always remind me that there is an event you need to attend. I remember this event was supposed to have taken place some times back, and I called it off last minute. And that gentleman behind you told me, why are you canceling this event last minute? And they have already prepared everything. So I told him it is okay, they will prepare another one. Today again, I was supposed to have been in the summit. But yesterday night, he kept on calling me that everything is prepared. Why don't you skip the summit? You go on 12th. So himself and there is another one called Maundu. In the morning, they came to me and they said, no, boss, just attend. So I decided to come today to attend this function. But I've converted them also to watch KBC. Because the reason why, before I read my statement, when I'm watching news in the evening, because I can watch in the office or I watch in the evening, first I look at the news anchor. If the news anchor is not giving me something, because they'll tell me, all of the channels will tell me the same stuff I want to hear. But there is one of them, I don't know whether God gave him that voice to attract people. And I believe he's going to transform KBC, and that one is none other than Tom Mboya. That is why we watch KBC. Chair and CEO, again, I started watching KBC again. Immediately, KBC was converted to government-owned enterprise, falling under me, and I told them that charity begins at home. And therefore, I always tell Victor and Maundu to tell our staff to make sure that we watch KBC, including these 3 people I see behind me. So, Dr. Jane Kere Mbunya, Principal Secretary, Ministry of Public Service and Human Capital Development, who was supposed to be our chief guest today. And I can tell you up to this morning, she told me that she was coming. Mr. Ben Kiai, Chelumo, CEO Huduma Kenya, representative of Nairobi Sub-County Commissioner, who is represented by Mr. Philip Koima, Chairman, KBC Board of Directors, Mr. Tom Shindi, the Managing Director, who always keep me awake because I know I get letters every day from KBC. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am pleased to join you today for the launch of this important partnership between Kenya Broadcasting Corporation and Huduma Kenya. This collaboration exemplifies the whole government approach that seeks to break down institutional silos and foster coordination across ministries, departments, and agencies for enhanced service delivery. It also aligns with the bottom-up economic transformation agenda and contributes to the achievement of our national development goals. Ladies and gentlemen, the Huduma Kenya Service Delivery Program remains a key flagship initiative under Vision 2030. From inception, it has transformed services delivery to Kenyans by ensuring access to efficient, effective, and citizen-centered services through one-stop platform. Ladies and gentlemen, this partnership comes at a critical time for the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. Following its transition into a government-owned enterprise under the Government-Owned Enterprise Act 2025, Kenya Broadcasting Corporation is undergoing significant restructuring. As KBC shifts toward a more commercially driven and sustainable model, strategic partnerships such as this one are essential. The partnership enables the corporation to leverage its strengths, expands its reach, and remains competitive in a dynamic media environment. Ladies and gentlemen, on its part, the government is actively supporting Kenya Broadcasting Corporation transformation through infrastructure upgrades and the implementation of comprehensive turnaround strategy aimed at enhancing efficiency and competitiveness. For over a decade since inception, Huduma Kenya continues to stand out as a flagship program under Kenya Vision 2030. Through the one-stop shop model, the program has transformed public service delivery by making services more accessible, efficient, and citizen-centered. Notably, the program has consistently achieved a high level of customer satisfaction. This is a statement to its commitment to service excellence, innovation, and accountability. And now that brings KBC services into Huduma centers. This partnership further strengthens the model. It eliminates barriers to access, enhances convenience, and improves the overall citizen experience. Ladies and gentlemen, National Treasury recognizes and appreciates the effort being made by Kenya Broadcasting Corporation to fulfill its mandates despite existing challenges. In this regard, I wish to assure the corporation of the government's continued support as it transitions into a fully fledged government enterprise. However, KBC must quickly put all hands on deck to ensure a swift transition, because going forward, you will be expected to operate commercially in a rather competitive environment, but I know that you have what it takes to achieve this, CEO. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, this partnership is a practical demonstration of how collaboration can drive efficiency, improve service delivery, and create value for citizens. And I want to urge all of you to continue watching KBC, advertise all what you want to advertise through this channel, and also encourage wale watu wako mashinani to watch KBC, because KBC is the only station that can give you exactly what you want to hear. And with those few remarks, thank you and may God bless you.
Let's give our chief guest another warm round of applause. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, our chief guest, for your kind words. And please accept our heartfelt gratitude. You found time to come, and your insights have really encouraged and inspired us. So I want to thank you so much. May I also thank the board of KBC, Tom Shindi, for reminding us that the real work starts now and that we have to roll our sleeves beyond the launch today. Thank you so much, our CEO, Agnes Kaleche, for that powerful story, the girl from Wingi. And that obviously, according to the board chair, is also reflective of the entire community in Kenya. I also want to say a special thank to the Chief Executive Officer of Huduma Center, CPA Ben Chelumo. Thank you. Thank you. When you were speaking in the national language, I wondered how great it would be to start teaching science in Kiswahili. So I want to thank you so much for your remarks. Of course, let me also thank the members of staff of both organizations, Huduma Center and the only national broadcaster, KBC. Give yourselves a round of applause. Chief guest, a lot of work happens in the back end, but we news anchors get the glory. So these are the people who ensure that the cogs behind the machine move. So I want to thank all of them. We're going to go for a photo shoot, and I know members of the media also want to ask some questions from our distinguished guests. But perhaps before we do that, may I ask that the corporate affairs team from Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, they have a little token. It is African always to recognize and thank the distinguished guests for finding time off their very busy schedules to come and be with us on such occasions. So this is the team from Corporate Affairs at KBC. I don't know how you want us to move this. Okay, all right. So she's saying standing up and sitting is a great way of exercising. And so we will be asking our distinguished guests in no particular order. I have got permission from her, starting with our chief guest, just to come and join us here so that alongside let's give a round of applause to our chief guest, Santi Sana. Small gift so that, thank you very much, thank you. Asante Sana, members of the Fourth Estate, always very careful to get the best angle. I want to thank you. Let's give our chief guest a round of applause. Let me ask the CEO, Huduma Center, to also join us so that tuseme asante sana kwa kutuhost hapa hivi. Asante sana. Thank you. Excellent. Let me also ask the regional to come and also join us. Asante sana. Thank you very much, sir, for coming. Thank you. Let me ask our board chair just to come and you'll also tell us the secret of aging backwards. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Makofi. And I will ask our MD to join us also and just receive a token of appreciation. Yeah, thank you, CEO, for leading us very well. Let's give all of them a round of applause. Thank you very much. So as we come to the end of this wonderful event, may I ask that, I think we cut the cake first, isn't it?
You know, that is an event ongoing live from Makadara here in Nairobi County. And that is the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation has, of course, partnered with Huduma Kenya, or Huduma Center, if you like. Earlier on was PS, Public Investments and Assets Recovery, or Assets Management, Public PS rather, Cyril Odede Wagunda, and of course, Tom Shindi, the chairperson of KBC Board, and of course, our very own Managing Director, Agnes Kaleche, and various top managers of Kenya Broadcasting Corporations right there in Makadara. And before we continue, let's take a very short commercial break. Don't go too fast, still so much more lined up for you.
Wagwan my guys, it's your boy Sean MMG Skiza mage na tuko hapa Grapevine manze, good vibes ukitucheki hapa hivi.
Inspired by the story of Wayaki Wahinga, the musical play revisits the journey of one of Kenya's earliest symbols of resistance. Alchemist in Westlands transformed into a battleground of pure adrenaline as Anza MMA's Amateur Fight Night 008. Chris Barr brought smooth melodies and captivating stage presence, drawing the audience into a performance that felt both personal and powerful.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kenya.
Wake up with Good Morning Kenya, the morning show that's got it all.
We dive deep into issues shaping our country.
Youth are a voice of a nation.
What is the next step for the young people?
Unpacking political landscape from Monday Wednesday.
We discuss family matters.
It is very important to guard your relationship.
And for your health,
someone doesn't wake up and they become an addict. It's in stages.
We've got you covered each and every Tuesday at 9 a.m.
Every Wednesday, it's all about The Viewpoint.
A day in politics is like 1,000 years.
Unpacking the biggest stories of the week, getting you insights and getting you ready for your day.
And the package is not yet done. I get to fix your Thursday with some entertainment. Entertainment Thursday, it is.
Good morning, Kenya.
We shape your day.
Good morning, Kenya. Every weekday morning on KBC Channel 1. In a world where news is ever changing, staying informed is more important than ever.
Join us every week on News Check, your go-to show for the latest in current affairs, breaking news and in-depth analysis.
A warm welcome to KBC News Check.
From politics to global events, we bring you content that matter to you.
We're not just speaking about the governance and how we want to see it, but want to actually participate.
Get your facts, hear from the experts, and really understand what is happening around you.
We need to change our system first.
You have to do the impossible to make sure the message is home.
Stay ahead, stay informed, stay engaged.
Will these people, everybody agree?
Just listen to me.
Let's give him a chance to clear the air.
Catch News Check every Tuesday and Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Only on KBC Channel 1.
And welcome back. You're watching Lunchtime News here on KBC Channel 1. My name is Giverson Maina. Of course, the sign language interpreter is Lensa Odingo. And straight away, I want to take you to the University of Nairobi, where our very own Alan Aoko is on standby to bring us to speed on matters. Africa Forward Summit that was early, or rather kicked off in the morning today. Alan Aoko, if you can hear me, early in the morning, President William Ruto, and of course, his France, or rather counterpart from France, that is Macron, they engaged the young entrepreneurs and of course innovators. What are we expecting maybe in the afternoon or tomorrow?
Bon après-midi, je m'appelle Alain Aoko. As they say from our counterparts, the French who are co-hosting the Africa Forward Summit here in Nairobi. Right now we are at the University of Nairobi, just next to the Taifa Hall. That is the place the two presidents, namely Dr. William Ruto and the president of France, Emmanuel Macron, met in the hall. That is the place where they congregated and met delegates from far afield, talking with the youth who were present mostly at the Taifa Hall. The Taifa Hall event was only meant for the youth and how they are engaging in business, whether it's in digital technology, digital transformation, agri-tech, innovation. That is where the youth were meeting. And the presidents did talk to them and they managed to hear from the youth. And that started very early in the morning. That was the first event for us here at the University of Nairobi. The youth came in their numbers, various CEOs from out of Africa and within Africa, talking about how they started their small startups, talking about the challenges they go through every day in making sure they make a profit and also employ other youth. President Ruto did talk about how Kenya is streamlining its education sector just to make sure that the youth here do innovate and continue to bring more growth in the economy, leaving away the issue of stressful exams and cramming data just for one singular exam. He said that Kenya is working on streamlining its entire education sector to make sure everyone has an opportunity to do what they feel like doing and also do it very well without the pressure of having to cram exams or a paper because of pressure coming from above. And Emmanuel Macron, on his part, also was very impressed with how Kenya runs its affairs when it comes to bringing together this kind of innovation. Remember, Kenya is known as the Silicon Savannah, and therefore the innovation that comes from here was very impressive to our guests. He said that Kenya is doing the right thing in pivoting itself into this sector. He also talked a bit about the theme of this summit, which is on an equal footing, looking at Africa as equal partners rather than people looking for aid or help. President Emmanuel Macron was also echoing what President Ruto has said many times before, that there is a need to change the financial architecture of the African nations, especially when they are going to look for capital for development projects and so on and so forth, saying that it is not fair that we always have to go onto the table at a disadvantage, especially when African countries are rated differently with a lot of risk when getting this capital. And Mr. Ruto also, President Ruto said that indeed that is why this summit is very timely, bringing together all these stakeholders in one place. And remember, this is the first time this summit is being held in an Anglophone country, and it is historic. This summit is meant to bring stakeholders from manufacturing industry and everyone on that sector, especially the captains of industry, the CEOs, the director generals from state agencies within and without the country. And we are looking at several themes, looking at the green energy transition, looking at peace and security, looking at AI and digital transformation. These are just some of the thematic areas that we expect to be talked about in this summit, talking about issues regarding job creation and health and innovation as well. These are topics that are thematic areas in this summit. And we also expect several other business deals. Remember, this is a summit that is bringing about more than 1,500 businesses onto the same table to talk about what opportunities Africa has to offer, what opportunities Kenya has to offer to the world and beyond. And of course, we will be bringing you more details in our subsequent bulletins as we continue to cover these stories on online platforms and everywhere on KBC Channel 1. Looking forward to also updating you more on what happens. We are continuing up to the evening, so don't you worry, we have you covered. We have more coming right to you. Back to you in studio.
Merci beaucoup, our very own Alan Aoko reporting from the University of Nairobi. And of course, that particular summit will be going on tomorrow. And Emmanuel Macron of France and of course, President William Ruto will be leading a heads of state meeting at the Kenyatta International Convention Center on Tuesday. And now from that, residents of Kwapunda in Jomvu Sub-County, Mombasa County, have raised concerns over the poor state of county feeder roads in the area, saying the impassable roads have disrupted essential services and exposed them to danger during emergencies. Now, speaking during a protest meeting, or rather protest, the residents led by Veronica Carissa, a community health promoter, said medical emergency cases have become difficult to handle because vehicles cannot access the area. They have urged the county leadership to accelerate road improvement and strengthen transport systems in the area.
Changamoto ile tunapata hapa, kama mimi ni mhudumu wa afya nyanjani, ukiwa kuna mgonjwa au kama kuna mama anataka kujifungua, inabidi tumbebe na mkeka, sababu wheelbarrow haipandi na kuna gari inaweza shuka au ikapanda au pikipiki.
Security ile ya serikali iko Mikindani, wakija waangalia hizi nyumba za barabarani kule chini kwenye kuna maporomoko hawafiki.
Na sisi tunataka tuambie viongozi tutengenezee shule hapa. Hakuna shule yoyote yenye tuko nayo, hakuna stima pale, wamama wanateseka pia na hii mambo na barabara.
Now, a section of laryngectomy patients in Kenya have raised concern over increased cases of stigma, rejection and discrimination despite surviving cancer and undergoing life-saving surgery. Now, laryngectomies are people who have had their voice box surgically removed, usually due to cancer, now resulting in permanent changes to speech, breathing and swallowing. Take a look.
Was diagnosed with cancer of the larynx in 2010. hakuna kitu inafika huko ndani. Kanda kutoa jasho usiku, kitu ilikuwa inaendelea kuzimba. Sasa ilipoishikana nikashindwa kupumua na sauti kapotea.
He says the surgery changed his life, forcing his wife and kids to abandon him. But he is not the only one. Bishop Mbogo Nduwati says he started losing his voice and he thought it was just a normal flu.
Initially, I never knew what was happening. I thought it was cold because of loss of my voice. And I thought also something is because of preaching, talking too much.
The survivors say the condition has affected their normal lives, from loss of taste to that of smell and others.
You cannot walk alone at night. You cannot stay where there is smoke. If the weather changes, you start coughing.
Speaking during a lumpectomy patient support meeting, Dr. Faith Githi, a specialist, attributed most cases of laryngeal cancer to excessive use of cigarettes, alcohol, and other risk factors.
Than in females. And this one is mostly associated with the lifestyle and the habits that male gender is associated with, like smoking, alcohol, and also exposure to chemicals. The age of 50-55 is the most common age. However, even younger people, they can still suffer.
The survivors called for an end to stigma associated with the condition.
There's something slightly odd or different about you that you're a problem, and then that's how stigma starts. There's also the stigma from the lack of communication, because you cannot communicate without the voice box. People now assume like you're cognitively challenged. They want to communicate for you. They want to say things on your behalf, but it doesn't have to work that way.
Kasichana Masha, Lunchtime News.
And on matters politics, a section of Kenya Kwanza Alliance lawmakers say President William Ruto should be allowed time to deliver on his promises. Now telling off government critics, the leaders including Kiambu County Woman Representative Anne Wamuratha and her Kericho County counterpart said the president's term of 5 years is still running and his achievements can only be weighed after end of his tenure. Speaking at Kaki Bay Girls in Kericho County during a Thanksgiving ceremony, the Kenya Kwanza allied legislators said the government has made tangible progress in various sectors, including tamaking of roads.
Kwa hivyo hata huyu miaka mitatu barabara zenye William Ruto amejenga zimepita zenye zilijengwa na Uhuru Kenyatta na Kibaki wakiwa pamoja. Tumpatie nafasi, miaka yake 5 ishe, tumuongezea ingine 5, amalize agenda yake, aende na yeye, mulete huyo mwingine mwenye mnataka.
Kericho County Woman Representative Beatrice Kemei saying President William Ruto's administration has made remarkable achievement in the education sector, where thousands of teachers have been hired to fill the gap.
We are also worried with the 115,000 who actually never continued in grade 10. Tunaomba everybody concerned to come forward na watusaidie sana wanafunzi to be retained in school.
Meanwhile, in Nyamira County, Governor Amos Nyaribo has called for unity of the country ahead of the 2027 elections.
If we unite, whichever again we do, with whichever formation, it will be strong and it will be hard.
Speaking at Kitutu Central Ward, Kitutu Church South, Nyaribo also condemned the disruption of funerals and political gatherings by hired goons for political expediency.
Nimeona watu wanaenda wanaharibu matanga ya watu kwa sababu ya wametofautiana kisiasa na wajue purpose iliwachukua huko ni nini.
Elsewhere, Garissa Township constituency politics is steadily taking shape, with various aspirants entering the ring, including veteran politician Nasir Dola Mohamed.
Kwa miaka 20 na mpaka wa leo niko kwenye debe. Juzi kulikuwa na maktaba ambayo imetoka kwa mti ya Auliahan, na nimesema kwamba hatukubaliani na hiyo matokeo.
2017 wazee walikaa wakamshawishi na akakubali kuachia kiti Mheshimiwa Farah Maalim ambaye alikuwa amekubali ajaribu. Na mimi najua ni mtu ambaye anasikiza watu sana.
President William Ruto has assented to 3 new bills, namely the Income Tax Bill 2026, the Special Economic Zones Amendment Bill of 2026, and the Technopolis Bill 2024 at State House Nairobi. The new laws are streamlining Kenya's regulatory framework to strengthen the country's position as an attractive investment destination by creating a more efficient, predictable, and competitive business environment.
Before you, these 3 vellums.
The Income Tax Act seeks to provide for exemption from capital gains tax where there is a transfer of property by a company to its shareholders as part of an internal reorganization, or on the transfer of property to the company by the shareholders as consideration for the transfer. Before the enactment of this law, the transfer of property between a company and its shareholders attracted 15% capital gains tax under the Income Tax Act, even though the transaction did not involve external parties and there was no gain. The Special Economic Zones Act seeks to enhance Kenya's competitiveness by expanding the scope of special economic zones to include oil and gas zones and harmonizing the tax incentives applicable to entities undertaking activities within the zones. The Technopolis Act establishes a comprehensive legal framework for the creation, development, and governance of technopolis in Kenya. It also seeks to position Kenya as a leading destination for technology-driven enterprises, innovation, and research by establishing integrated one-stop hubs for the efficient delivery of government services. Kamche Menza for Lunchtime News.
The Principal Administrative Secretary, State Department for Internal Security and Natural Administration, Beverly Opora, has urged the chiefs and police officers to intensify the war on illicit brew that has now become a national disaster. Now, Opora says, according to a survey carried out by the Interior Ministry, 70% of the inmates in the country's correctional institutions were found to be rapists, claiming they also challenged parents to mentor their children into responsible adults to ensure a secured future for the country.
Carpets, handbags, and other interior decor items. Using simple wooden weaving machines and hand processing techniques, the women have transformed the craft into a community business that supports their daily needs. According to the group's chairperson, Sarah Mukiri, the weaving skills were introduced to them by a Norwegian trainer.
Alifunza wamama wa kutoka.
Apologies for that story. We retake it again. The Principal Administrative Secretary, State Department for Internal Security and National Administration, Beverly Opora, has urged the chiefs and police officers to intensify the war on illicit brew that has now become a national disaster. Opora says, according to a survey carried out by the Interior Ministry, 70% of the inmates in the country's correctional institutions were found to be rapists, claiming they found themselves caught up in the offense after taking illicit brew or bang. She also challenged parents to mentor their children into responsible adults to ensure a secured future for the country.
70% wenye wanafanya hiyo maneno wanakuwa wamekunywa pombe. Ukienda katika jela zetu sahi, PS Dr. Muhwana, 90% of the people who are there wanasema either walivuta bangi ama wakakunywa pombe ndio wakatenda uhalifu. Jihadhari na pombe haramu na madawa ya kulevya. Tafadhali tuanze kunena na watoto wetu. Tuanze kukuwa na nidhamu katika nyumbani kwetu. Hakikisha eneo letu la Bungoma Central hakuna madawa ya kulevya na hakuna pombe iliyo haramu.
Now listen to this. A group of elderly women in Meru County is defying economic hardship by turning traditional weaving skills into a source of income and empowerment. The women under the Makena Women Group are using sheep wool to make a variety of household and decor products, helping them support their families while preserving a unique craft. Take a look.
For these elderly women in Meru County, Weaving has become more than just a skill. It is now a lifeline helping them earn a living amid rising economic challenges. The 22 members of the Makena Women Group use sheep wool sourced from farmers in Timau to make floor mats, carpets, handbags and other interior decor items. Using simple wood and weaving machines and hand processing techniques, the women have transformed the craft into a community business that supports their daily needs. According to the group's chairperson, Sarah Mukiri, the weaving skills were introduced to them by a Norwegian trainer.
Alifunza wamama wa kutoka around municipality na kutoka Maoa, tukaunganishwa pamoja, tukaanza hii chama. Sasa shida ile tuko nayo ni ya kuuza bidhaa yetu.
Hii kazi nilifundishwa, sio kusoma sana, ni Mungu tu. Mimi baba yangu alikataa kunisomesha, nika ile klasi 7 ni mimi nilikuwa wa mwisho. Ile klasi 7 ni mimi nimefunga. Sasa baba yangu akakataa kunisomesha. Ndicho nikajua nilijua kuweka rangi, nilijua kusokota hata uzi na hata kapeti najua, kila kitu najua.
The women say the business has helped them reduce dependence on relatives and enable them to provide for their families despite declining sales in recent years.
Kuwa tukitegemea tu wanaume na wanaenda hata wao wanakosa kazi. Tukaona hata wacha hata sisi tuwe tunaweza kujisaidia ili tuwe tunapelekea watoto mikate ama tukasaidia upande mmoja ama mwingine.
Mimi nategemea hapa tu ninasomesha watoto wangu watatu.
They're now appealing for support in marketing their products while encouraging more women and young people to venture into income generating activities.
Saa hii hakuna kazi kwa sababu hatuna customer. Kama tukipata customer, tumepata pesa.
Tunaendelea na hii kazi, lakini siku hizi tunaona inaendelea polepole kwa sababu ya kukosa market. Wako nyumbani wakisema wana kazi, washunge na kazi kidogo kidogo ya wamama, wakae pamoja, wasifunze.
Dr. Joyce Kidhure has underscored the need to continuously empower women by creating environments where they can thrive economically. Now, speaking in Nairobi, where she hosted over 1,000 women from different parts of the country, Dr. Kidhure, who is also the patron of Save Communities initiative, called on women to take up roles and make a change to their communities through government-empowered initiatives rolled out across the country. Her sentiments were echoed by Blue Economy Principal Secretary Betsy Njagi, who urged women to venture into the blue economy sector.
Every society stands strong on the sacrifices, prayers, wisdom, and resilience of mothers. As we celebrate this beautiful day, let us continue to promote unity in families, peace in our communities, and hope for future generations. Many mothers continue to face economic challenges, health struggles, emotional stress, and the responsibility of raising children in a rapidly changing world.
From where I sit now is to have all these young people with jobs, especially within the blue space, which is the open space there. And I am praying relentlessly for God to open a gate for me there, so that within the blue economy, within the cruise ships, we may be able to get the jobs.
Now let's get to business. The East African Development Bank has launched a new 1.9 billion shillings fund to support youth and women-led enterprises. East African Development Bank Acting Director General Bernard Mono says the kitty is part of the efforts to drive inclusive growth across East Africa. Now, speaking during the bank's Governing Council meeting in Kampala, Uganda, Mono said the cash would be channeled through partner financial institutions across member states.
There is a fund that the Governing Council approved today. We agreed that part of our profits that we made in this year and part of other funds that we held, we dedicate them towards starting a fund that will specifically lend to youth and women in the region at a very affordable cost, which will be converted in local currency in all member states and lent through the partner financial institution to businesses that are run by youth and women.
Now, APS Bomet head coach Sami Pamzo Omolo has been named the Sport Pesa League Coach of the Month for April, marking a standout period for both the tactician and his resurgent side. Now, Mara Sugar head coach Francis Javier finished as the runner-up for the monthly award after also guiding his side to 3 wins, albeit from 1 additional fixture.
Seen a remarkable turnaround at APS Bomet, guiding the team through a challenging stretch of the season with resilience and consistency. Its recognition comes during a deeply personal time following the loss of his wife earlier this year. Receiving the award on the Mother's Day, Pamzo delivered an emotional tribute, dedicating the honor to his late wife, affectionately known as Mama Denzel, while acknowledging the support of the family and team.
You know, I've been in this league for a long time. And we were really struggling. Until Sports Pesa came in. And this is a very big morale booster for all the teams. And you guys have really done a very good job.
On the beach, APS Bomet enjoyed a flawless April, registering a 100% win record. The team secured victories over Sofapaka, Ulinzi Stars, and Posta Rangers, Omolo's former club, keeping clean sheets in all 3 matches.
I really want to dedicate this award to my wife, my late wife. She just left us 5 months back, and she was very inspiring to me, and she really helped me. She has been really helping me through this journey when she was around, and of course I miss her.
Mwana mavijana wanajituma. We've awarded Kevin Wangaya as Player of the Month of Nairobi United, and he's delivered 3 goals and 3 supports for his team, directly winning 7 points. Na leo pia tumekuja ku recognize Pamzo, or better say Sami Omolo, coach of APS Bomet. Na pia yeye tumeona venye amepeleka timu yake in the month of April, winning all the 3 matches.
Mara Sugar head coach Xavier finished as the runner-up for the monthly award after also guiding his team to 3 wins, albeit from the 1 additional fixture.
Now, Nairobi is hosting a high-level workshop on the Animal Resources Information System, gathering experts from across Africa to strengthen livestock disease surveillance and animal health data systems. Officials from African Union, Inter-African Bureau for Animal Resources, World Organization for Animal Health, and the European Union have underscored how reliable data is critical for effective livestock planning and disease control. Take a look.
They are based on evidence, and therefore we have to provide evidence from data that is accurate, complete, harmonized, and effectively used.
Early detection
which in this case are outbreaks of diseases, protection of human health, disease detection also go in tandem with improved animal productivity.
It is important to notify emerging diseases as well, so that we can collect information about the extent of these diseases, the trends, and so that we can make informed decisions to say, is this the disease has to be listed by OHA, so that we can develop standards for its control and management.
So more you use the system to collect.
Now, Egypt is strengthening its cargo corridor with Italy and the rest of Europe as instability in the Strait of Hormuz pushes countries to seek safer freight routes linking Europe, the Gulf and Africa. Now, the route has emerged as a possible lifeline as disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz continue to destabilize the global economy. Here are the details of this and other stories in our Business Roundup.
Roll-off cargo route that was launched in 2024 links Italy's Trieste port on the Adriatic Sea with Egypt's Damietta port on the Mediterranean. The sea route has now been extended with containers transported either by land or through the Suez Canal to Egypt's Red Sea ports and onto Gulf markets including the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Oman and Qatar. However, the roll-on roll-off cargo link cannot fully replace the Strait of Hormuz. The drawback is that containers are being loaded and unloaded several times during the trip, limiting volumes that can be transported. Meanwhile, concerns over the risks posed by artificial intelligence have loomed large over a U.S. trial pitting Elon Musk against Sam Altman, co-founders of OpenAI. The trial centers on OpenAI's 2015 founding as a non-profit that later evolved into a for-profit venture. Musk, co-founder of OpenAI, filed the case in August 2024, accusing his fellow co-founder Altman of breaking promises to keep the company a non-profit. Musk is seeking $150 billion in damages and the removal of Altman and Greg Brockman, another OpenAI co-founder and president of the company. Altman in turn accused Musk of trying to hobble the ChatGPT maker for the benefit of his own AI company. Finally, Yemen is experiencing a devastating decline in local wildlife populations due to the prolonged civil war and a severe humanitarian crisis. Environmentalists and ecologists are raising urgent calls for public attention to wildlife protection, warning that many endangered species could face extinction without effective conservation measures. The Yemeni government has identified 57 critical ecological areas, with many of them recognized by international organizations as vital habitats for globally endangered birds, such as the Seka falcon, the peregrine falcon, and Arabian woodpecker.
Now I want to return you to the University of Nairobi. This is where Africa Forward Summit 2026 has been ongoing, and on this particular area of focus in sports and culture. Our very own Bernard Okumu is live at the University of Nairobi. Bernard, if you can hear me, bring us to speed. What's going on there?
At Broadcasting House, and welcome to the University of Nairobi grounds, where we have a high-level sports sequence event, and it's Sport in Africa, a field of the future. And let us listen to the president of the National Olympic Committee of Kenya, Mr. Shadrack Maluki, giving his remarks.
Mr. Paul Teregat, IOC member and a representative of IOC President in Kenya, Mr. Frederick Figurus, Mayor of Miramas, Mr. Wesley Rotich, Governor of Elgeyo Marakwet County, partners in sports, members of the 4th Estate, and most importantly, all athletes and sports persons. It is the greatest pleasure of the National Olympic Committee of Kenya to welcome the world to Nairobi. It is an honor to stand before you at this historic Africa Forward Summit. As we gather here in Nairobi, the first non-francophone host in the summit's half-century history, we are not just talking about trade and energy, we are talking about the heartbeat of our continent, sport. I stand here representing the over 30 Olympic sports in Kenya to state the fact that the partnership between Africa and France, celebrated here today, exemplified by the synergy between the Paris 2024 legacy and the Dakar 2026 future, proves that when we move together, we move faster. This partnership with the Miramas was driven by one single Kenyan who is not sung a lot, but to me is the unsung hero. I want to take this opportunity to recognize the efforts that were made by one Daniel Chirchir, who is based in Miramas, and he works in the office of the mayor. Daniel Chirchir worked very closely with my able First Deputy President, Mr. Barnabas Korir, to deliver a place for Team Kenya to train in Paris, in the Olympics of Paris 2024. What you are seeing here today is a culmination based on that single Kenyan who drove us as a country to sign an MOU with the mayor of Miramas, who is here today. I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Daniel Chirchir for the effort that were put, and also thank my former president, Mr. He's here, you know him, the legend himself. It is a culmination, what you're seeing today, of that effort that were put by those patriotic Kenyans. And Mr. Mayor, I take this opportunity to thank you for what you've done for the development of the sports in Kenya. Out of that effort, of that meeting we had, Team Kenya, where I was the chef de mission, brought quite a number of medals, and you know how we performed. We performed pretty well. And I'm seeing this going far, because if we have reached here now, we are going to go places, because ideally, what we are looking for is to grow sport and throw it to the skies in our country. We need to embrace science, because that is an area which we really need to grow, because sports has gone scientific. We cannot just rely on raw talent. We must employ science to grow talent in our beloved nation, because Kenya doesn't lack talent. Talent is plenty. We need to nurture it scientifically, grow it scientifically, and develop the sport, because it is an industry. In my tenure as the president of the National Olympic Committee, we will ensure that it is rewarding to our athletes, and they also get proper care. I don't have much to say today, because it is a day for celebration. We need to celebrate the growth of the sport, and I can assure Kenyans and the partners that we are going to partner more, make it more deeper, and grow the sport together. Karibuni Nairobi, welcome to Nairobi. All our guests, we love guests, and we want to tell you that you have not seen Kenya. This is just a bit of it. There is plenty to see in Kenya. Explore it, and we are here to support you. Asanteni sana. God bless you.
Thank you very much, President of the National Olympic Committee, Shadrach Maluki. Just before I hand over to state functions, my colleague Dan Mwangi, I'd like to appreciate the presence of the Director General of Sports Kenya, Timothy Kilimo, I'd also like to acknowledge the presence of Bwana Evans Achoki from this, the Secretary of Sports Department, Asante Sana, and also we have the Deputy President of the Kenya Hockey Union, Elina Shiveka. I'd like to present Asante Sana, Madam Elina Shiveka. At this juncture, please allow me to hand over to Dan Mwangi from State Functions.
Thank you, my colleague Tony. I sincerely appreciate this opportunity. It is now my singular honor to welcome none other than Honorable Minister Eliano Karoit, the Minister Delegate for Francophonie, International Partnerships, and French citizens abroad. It is now your time to make a speech, and we kindly request you, immediately you are done, kindly welcome the Honorable PS to make his address. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Asante Sana. Everyone, Excellencies, let me take this mic so that I can look at you. Thank you so much for being here and for the amazing speeches that you gave. I'm thinking of the people sitting in the sun over there, thinking of the children that can't wait to play. And I want to say how happy I am to be here today and how much this means for the government of France to have you all gathered here in Nairobi to celebrate what unites us, and that is sport. So granted, I'm wearing high heels. I'm not gonna shoot on that ball, but I can tell you that sport, whatever sport you're practicing, that's a way of creating links. That's a way of helping the youth. That's a way of developing a country. Because for being able to play sports, you don't only need your will. You need, grass. You need balls. You need infrastructures. You need people to sponsor you, people to believe in you. And for the great athletes here that have all my admiration, you have no idea how much I admire you, Paul, how much I admire you both, and all of you. You need support. And this is why the government is here. This is the only reason why we're also part of this. Because we need to be able to invest where it matters, being at a local community level or at a government level, and to be able to explain our youth that we're ready to invest in them. I have a very long list of people I need to thank for this event. The Kenya Red Cross, Angasa Sports and Development Center, Alive and Kicking, Football Mass, the Basketball Experience Project, the Tekla Lu Group, Peace Foundation, and so many others. I also need to thank all of our partners that have mobilized for the event. The University of Nairobi, and I saw the dean a minute ago, Kenyan authorities, their ministers, authorities, l'Agence Française de Développement, NBA Africa, Decathlon and Kiprun, the Football Kenya Federation, the city of Miramas, the county of Elgeyo Marakwet, and all those of you who are here, you're here for a reason, and it means a lot to us. So 60% of the population of the African continent is young, and that is an amazing asset. That is a lot of energy, that is a lot of potential, and ultimately a lot of power. So I embrace that power. I commend you for everything you have done, congratulate you for the amazing successes in sport without having the right infrastructures or the right investment. So we should be ready and getting ready for what it's gonna be when you have the investments made. So welcome everyone. Thank you very much for hosting this with friends. Thank you for inviting us. Asante Sana.
Honorable Minister, please welcome the PS Minister. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, the Minister, for the kind words that you have given unto us. Madam Eleanor Karua, the Mayor of Miramas, Mr. Frederick, because the Governor of Elgeyo Marakwet, His Excellency Wesley, our NOC President, the University of Nairobi fraternity who are represented here, our agents, Paul Telegat, Tekra Rupe, and all senior officers who are present with us here, good afternoon. This is without forgetting our athletes, which is the purpose of this event this afternoon. The leadership of the France Africa Forward Summit, the distinguished delegates from France and across Africa, all representative of the diplomatic corps, the University of Nairobi fraternity invited guests, athletes, students, ladies and gentlemen. It is a distinct honor to join you this afternoon at this important segment of the France Africa Forward Summit, a platform that unites Africa and France in pursuit of stronger partnerships, innovation, youth empowerment, and sustainable development. Today's demonstration of these athletics, football and basketball, are not mere ceremonial activities. They embody the power of sports as a universal language, a language that connects nations, inspires young people, promotes inclusions, and generates economic opportunity. Kenya firmly believes that sport must be seen not only as a recreation, but as a strategic driver of youth development, innovation, talent development, its growth, culture exchange, and economic transformation. And this is why the government of Kenya, led by His Excellency the President William Ruto, continue to invest in sports infrastructure, talent development, sports science, and international partnerships, all integral to our broader national transformation agenda. The partnership between Africa and France presents enormous opportunities in the sports sector, from the infrastructure modernization and sports technology to athlete development, innovation, and commercialization. Kenya deeply values this cooperation, the framework, and recognizes its contribution to empowering the young people and strengthening institutional capacity across the continent. This afternoon demonstrates symbolizes the future we seek to build together. And this is the future of our youth talent, the future anchored on collaboration, and a future where sports bridge diplomacy, opportunity, and shared prosperity. And to our young athletes participating today, I want you to know that you are the ambassadors of Africa's immense potential. Your discipline, talent, and determinations inspire confidence in the future of our continent. As we prepare to receive His Excellency Dr. William Ruto and His Excellency President Emmanuel Macron, allow me to thank all organizers, the partners, the University of Nairobi, the coaches, and the participating teams for making this segment possible. Your presence here today affirms that sports remain central to Africa and the future conversation. And to our young athletes, it's fair for me just to inform you that we value your coming. The regents who are here today, led by Dr. Paul Telegat and Madam Rorupe, we value you. The partnership that we have with France, the mayor who is represented here of Imamas, and the minister who is here, we value. Here in Kenya, we pride ourselves as the home of wonders. You may be aware that in the recent past, our great marathoner, Sebastian Sawe, who ran under 2 minutes, who is an icon in this country, can confirm that we are truly home of wonders. And going forward, we have this team here from athletics, and you have seen your agents here. There is no reason as to why we cannot continue conquering the world with the talents that we have. The partnership that has been presented here, our governor from Marakwet have talked elaborately about the collaborations that we have with the mayor of Miramas. Our NOC president has talked about it. My minister has been to Miramas. FKF, they have partnership. And all of these are meant to develop the talents that we have. In football, you are aware that next year, 2027, the Pamoja countries shall be hosting AFCON, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And for that purpose, we are prepared, and we continue to prepare ourselves both in the infrastructure and, of course, preparing the teams. We welcome the world, we welcome Africa, we welcome Kenyans to come and enjoy, participate, and be part of AFCON. Thank you so much. Good afternoon. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much, the Principal Secretary of Sports, Honorable Elijah Mwangi, CBS, for that. And of course, at this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, of course, after our speeches, we will, of course, our distinguished guests, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, it has come now time for us to begin our warm-up and our sports demonstrations of the Africa Summit Forward Summit 2026. So I'll request the basketball boys and girls to get on court. Coaches, please get your boys and girls on the court. I'll request football mass, alive kickings, and Gaza sports to come on the football pitch. And of course, we have both two courts, court 1 and court 2. So we welcome boys and girls. Get on the court. Let's begin, of course, enjoying the sports demonstration. At this juncture, distinguished guests, you are free, of course, to join and watch and see the different kind of warm-ups, the different kind of demonstrations for different sports. The football will be played right here. This track here will be for athletics. So athletes, our star athletes, led by our legends, together with some of our top runners, they will be using their warm-up here. So athletes, please join the track. Football, please join here. International French School, Karibuni Sana. Basketball Experience, coaches, remember Basketball Experience is a project by French Development Agency together with NBA Africa and implemented by the Red Cross. So basketball are set. So I know definitely distinguished guests, PS, you are most welcome to join and watch and walk around and see, of course, the kind of warm-ups and the drills and demonstrations that we have presented and which the coaches are actually looking forward to show and showcase at this Africa Forward Summit Sports Demonstrations 2026. Karibuni sana, boys and girls. Changamkeni, changamkeni. DJ wapatie ngoma warukeruke kidogo. DJ warushie 2 3. I think wanataka wachangamshe. Vijana Vijana! Vijana Karibuni sana. Let's get on the pitch. It's time for the warm-up. Time for the demonstration. The PS is here. The minister is here. NOC president is here. The who is here. The football legends are here. We have former Harambee Stars head coach Jacob Gostumle. We have our football legends led by Joe Masiga. We have our football legends Bobby Ogola. We have also the Harambee Starlets head coach, my good friend Beldin Odemba in the house. Asante sana Beldin. Nimekuona, I've appreciated your presence. Karibu sana head coach Harambee Starlets, our national women's team. So please feel free, our distinguished guests, to move around at the court, at the football pitch, just to watch the kind of different warm-ups which will be facilitated and of course run by our special coaches who have prepared our boys and girls ready for this. Remember, we shall be having football games later. We have also basketball games later for different teams. So this is the start of the action. Hasa sasa tumesasa. We are ready now to do this. So get ready to move around. Asante sana, Secretary of Administration, State Department of Sports, Bwana Evans Achoki. Thank you very much, Deputy Vice President of NOC, Wanabanaba Korir. Thank you very much. I know we also have the Football Kenya Federation officials presented here. We also have the Kenya Basketball Federation, led by President Hilmi Ali, Secretary General, and Vice President Wako Hapa Wote. So the who is who in matters to do with leadership in the different sports of athletics, basketball, and football are right here with us. Stick around. Remember, we also have the Confederation of African President, Dr. Patrice Motsepe, is likely to be here, amongst the other excellencies from the different heads of state. So, vijana, boys and girls, let's get ready to rumble.
Well, and so you can see that the youngsters, these are the football youngsters who've come in, and the football teams that are here, you've got from FKF, Angaza, Football Mass, Alive and Kicking, Lucy, François, Denis Diderot, basically the French school in Nairobi, and Kibra Black Stars. So the activities that you're going to see right now are what are considered to be quite normal when it comes to all football exercises. First, we've got the high knees coming through. And you can see they're doing it not so fast, but you can definitely tell from the coaching staff that the direction they're going to take. Remember, the leads at this point are Football Mark and Angaza coaches. We're waiting for another of that. These are considered to be very standard events that and warm-up skills that most of these athletes use. And the whole thing is try to get your feet around the cone, warm yourself up. Also happens simultaneously. Athletics and basketball will be telling you about the basketball teams that have come in. And you can see the basketball players are there. A presence of the NBA, and also we've got Nairobi City Thunder, a team that has been playing in the Basketball Africa League, BAL. Coach Brad Ebbs is part of this. And there is also Derek Ogechi. He plays for the Nairobi City Thunder. You'll find him there. And Ariel Kal is another of those who are expected. And the youngsters going through one of the basics of the sport, which is shooting. And so the football players all warming up. So the warm-up is what is supposed to be going for about 15 minutes. Well, simultaneously, the delegates have got an opportunity to interact with some of these players. After this warm-up, there's going to be competitions as they go through the various drill stations. So basketball, there are going to be sessions on 2 courts, 40 minutes. 10-minute halves, 5-minute half times, 1-minute timeouts for the basketballers. The football is going to be a 6x6 mini tournament. Athletics is going to be a track. So Derek Ogechi is there taking players through their shooting skills, one at a time. The enthusiasm is quite apparent. as they try to get the ball into the hoop. For the footballers, the warm-up is done, as the teams already having been known, so the warm-ups are done. And looking at the schedule, the mini games are supposed to be running for about 1 hour, as we see the players on the artificial turf that has been laid out here. It's a patch that is normally used for handball, but at the moment it has been converted. A whole layer of sand laid out, plus that artificial surface that has been laid out for the 6x6 games. So the players you're seeing at the moment on the screen are from the French school in Nairobi, known as Losi Diderot. As we see, those from the furthest. We definitely do not want to miss an opportunity to take all of these photos. As we see, those who are from the public all queuing up, seeing if they can do a layup. Quite easy. It's pass, a layup, try to make it for the 2 points. Basketball, quite an interesting sport, is that once you get the ball, it's 2 steps and you have to shoot or pass the ball. For those who've grown up with old school basketball in Kenya, they would call it a walk if you go beyond the 2 steps. But for those who are now cultured by the NBA, you'd hear it referred to as a travel. And looking at the background, there are those athletes who are in green. That is the group that is taking part in athletics. It's been put together by Decathlon and Keep Run. Keep Run are the people behind athletes like Edward Cheserek.
Our coaches, of course, please prepare the teams.
And so you will see them there.
Get ready the teams so that you can get deep into the matches.
Right next to the VIP dice is where we have got the makeshift athletics track. So the warm-ups now done. So the football 6x6 tournament, Angaza, the French school Nairobi, and football Mars with 2 teams each. And so there's going to be there's a tournament structure that is in place. And the tournament structure is the first round is a teams are paired for matches. So there is what is known as Team A and Team C, Team F, Team D, Team E, and Team B. The match officials provided by the Football Kenya Federation. And for the finals, it's the first 2 teams from round 1. Goal difference will be the determinant after round 1, and the 2 best teams, the 2 best last teams on goal difference will play a 3rd place playoff match. So a total of 5 matches to be played. Each match is to last 10 minutes with no halftime and no changing of sides. This is to maximize playing time. For the basketball games, there are 2 courts, and what is on the screen is court 1, and we also have got a court 2. So game 1 is classic and new component for boys, and game 2 is a classic and new component. So the transition time will be to set up an obstacle course, so the children will stick in their teams with their coaches. It will be very exciting to watch this.
Our forward and guard of Nairobi City Thunder national team runs. Ogechi Nimefurahi
coaches. So you've got Okal Karanga, Gerang Ding, and Derek Ogechi. We're going to be assisting in the course setup. So there is also a skills challenge where there is 20 minutes of dribbling, jumping, passing, the layup, and a free throw. So 4 teams, 4 children per team. As we see our level delegates led by the Principal Secretary, State Department for Sport, Elijah Mwangi. Having conversations with officials from his State Department who are here today. And together with the Executive Board of the National Olympic Committee of Kenya. So the tete-a-tete that is going on as they look at making their departure from that. So the players you can see at the moment, those are from the 6-a-side football. This is basketball team going through the shooting paces. All happening at the University of Nairobi grounds. Expected later will be President's French President of the Republic of France, His Excellency Emmanuel Macron. Also have got the President of the Republic of Kenya. And we have our first goal in the football tournament. And a second goal has been scored, 2-0 to the French school in this 6-a-side tournament.
I'm excited to be here. Look forward to have the kid learning basketball, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome to Nairobi. Thank you. It's good to have you. That's Ahmed Tofik, former professional basketball player from Benin. So the world is right here at this basketball court at the University of Nairobi in the capital, Nairobi. French School A. French School A in red and Angaza B in Orange. Remember, as we speak right now, it's 8 minutes straight, 8 minutes without any halves. And I'm being told right now that is 2-1 French School A. Angaza has just scored. They have halved the score to make it 2-1.
Yeah, so Angaza are the team that is in orange and the French School A are in red. The matches are being played. 8. So remember, Angaza, French School, and Football Mass are presenting 2 teams each. The matches have been cut down to 8 minutes from the originally planned 10 minutes aside. French School A, 2-1 up. It's a round robin. It's 3 matches, and it's all based on goal difference. So French School A have got the advantage at the moment. They're playing against Angaza B. Remember, the referees have been provided by the Football Kenya Federation. 2-1 it is in this first of so with this game almost coming to a close, Angaza B on the back foot, and French School A have got a throw-in. For the format of this 6-a-side tournament is, make sure you don't do that. And the beauty of 6-a-side football is that it is always gender neutral. So Angaza B making their chance, and that has been cut by the goalkeeper. 2 quick saves. French School B goalkeeper. It's about to be there as French School B try to make up for a forward. It's been cleared by the goalkeeper. Angaza B keep the ball in play. They do lose it as they try to look for a third goal that would all but seal the game, and they do get it. And so it is now 3-1 to French School A.
So remember, this is the Africa World Summit. We are bringing it to you live in the times of the future.
As we do see the French School B trying to make the best of this. Remember, no break in this encounter, which means that once it starts running, that is how it runs. Remember, there are still one team that we haven't seen, and that is Mars B. Also going on is a basketball. As there is a goal line clearance coming in from Mars B. As we get a quick throw in that has come through. So as we see that there is a handball that has been committed at the goal area of Angaza B. And so it's going to be a penalty for French School A. There are already 3 goals to 1 up in this encounter, and that penalty has gone wide. So it's a time for a restart. And so an opportunity for French School B, and that has gone wide. Did the goalkeeper touch it? As we get the all whistle of the first game of the day, and French School A have won by 3 goals to 1. As we now get to the basketball arena, where the Principal Secretary, State Department for Sport, Elijah Mwangi, with Secretary Administration, back to the football action. And this is the second game that we've had.
French School A has clobbered Angaza B 3-1 in the first game. Well done, French School.
French School, well done, well done. A round of applause for them as they continue. Angaza B, your team, Tony. I'm sure
and so the second football game is up.
No, don't worry. I'm sure you're coming back.
Remember, the blue colors are red and orange.
Yes. So we have the first game at the basketball court starting.
And so
And I'd like to call upon
already
anyone interested in basketball.
it will be
But we will also transmit
who will
the
get the
big
better
screens.
of
All this action is coming to you also. on
French School A, who
our
won the
channel
first game
on
by
YouTube.
3 goals to 1.
You can tune into KBC and you will see it.
There they are.
This is the Africa Forward Summit, brought to you by the French government
As
in partnership with the
remember,
Kenyan government.
it is
Sponsored by the Catholic
all about goal difference, trying to be on a quick shot, but that goes wide.
And the list goes on and on. With many CSO partners who have made this possible.
And at the moment,
On the basketball court, we have Team Blue versus Team Orange.
so we have got Mars B and Angaza A, who are playing at the moment on the football pitch.
You will go blue
And also, we have got the
it seems like I'm winning against you on all scores.
basketball that is going on. Will be joining them. Remember, it's a quick 5-a-side tournament. It's a full court.
Football for men, boys rather, Angaza A and Football Mass B. Remember, we also have girls in these games.
Also remember, the winners of this game shall get their trophies and medals once the games and matches are over, when the presidents are here.
Of course, they'll be presented by the Excellencies Presidents, Kenya.
So a 5x5 basketball tournament. This one is involving the girls. After that, we're going to have the girls a rebound, and it's offensive on the paint. 3 attempts at field goals, all missed, but it's stolen again. Out on the free throw line, and a 3-point line, and that flies over the rim. The blue team is there and trying to hold it. A foul has been called, which means take it from the side. Quick passing. Opts to go for 3, and that shot is blocked. Team Red. And that layup rolls off the rim, and a foul has been called. And it's going to be 2 free throws for the team in red. You can see the young players being advised as to where to stay and where to position themselves for this. Foul committed as the layup attempt is going on. And we've got the first 2 points of this encounter from the free throw line. The first point, rather.
We have 2 courts that have been renovated courtesy of this partnership. And I understand that one court is the one that is used by the men and the other by the female.
Remember.
So if you look at the courts, the upper court is usually used
Blue taken. That is stolen, and another 2 points for the red team.
And both of them have been renovated courtesy of the French government sponsorship.
Blue team. Another still coming in from the red team. But that goes out of touch. It's
New fiber boards just to push the game higher to the new levels.
as the officials now, as there are substitutions who are rolling substitutions being made in this game. So, and after that is when we shall have play continue on the basketball court. Athletics will be coming much later. And we also have got this football going on the pitch, just right next to the basketball court. Quite a compact setup that we have got right here at the University of Nairobi grounds. As we have 0-0, and Angaza A are currently on the pitch, and they're playing against Football Mass B. At the moment, the football table is topped by French Goulet, who defeated Angaza B by 3-1. No goals yet in this encounter. Remember, it's all round robin. And the round robin format, at the end of it all, goal difference is what matters in case of the tie of points. We saw that happening. So we'll be getting back to that in game 2. And at the moment, let's get back. A foul's been committed. Blue. How fast can they be? The basketball was played using the foot. So it is Blue again here. Up in here. So as we see that foul again committed, the one advantage that they do not have, that goes to the side. The match referees have got to keep the players alive to the rules of the game. So let us take a look at this. And he misses that layup as he had broken through. They still have got a chance. So look at this. As they try to go past that. There was a tap on the ball. It goes out of play.
Not to forget the presidential press representing our government is here.
Look, going for the three, and that is off the rim. Out of play. Trying to go for 3 points. Was he fouled in the process? And a rebound. There was a foul and he stepped on the line.
We appreciate you for your support.
So there they are as time has been called. So as the players take that first time out and the coach Brad Ebbs, we can switch over to the football pitch, and we have got football must be against Angaza A. Football must be are in red in this encounter. Football must be are in orange. This has been close, chances lost on all sides. We have seen the players graze the woodwork on both corners.
We have had it in Morocco. We have had it in Senegal.
As they try to make a quick breakthrough. And it is a chance for them to score. Good goalkeeping. Football must be.
Exactly.
Are in red and they are having to defend on this. In the last 1 minute, defenders have had more touches of the ball than everybody else, and we have a goal finally coming through in this encounter.
This is the first event.
1-0 it is. We were looking at a football game that was going to end up in a stalemate, but that has turned out not to be the case. And the game has come to a close. A 1-0 win for Angaza A, which means one of the teams already there. 2 of the 3 football matches have been played. Remember, there are 6 teams, and it is the top 2 based on goal difference who will be proceeding to the final. A win is 3 points for each of the sides. And now that's a bench on the basketball side. So there you have, that was a game that was by the boys, as the girls now get onto the court. And that is definitely a foul, which means that it's going to be 2 free throws that are going to be taken by the blue team.
Football, we have all the talent that we have. I know His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, in March 2024, on the 1st, I remember he did press-ups during the Talanta Sports City.
Exactly. This is court 2 of the basketball court. This is basketball for the deaf. At the free throw line. Second attempt after a foul. Go for it, and that is 1 point. And they do lose it. That should be another foul called, as they went for the hoop, and that was lost.
It can only be one, but we shall not say it. We will disclose after the race.
And I can see here basketball is on fire.
Huge block there, a huge block.
Lovely layup of there.
Courtesy of the basketball experience.
Oh yes, we shall get you the numbers and the teams.
done on this side.
And so we're back to the boys basketball competition.
Which ones do we have?
The blue team trying to go for that, but that has been lost. And there's a quick break. Still then their pace has been slowed down. Going for the three, and that's an air shot. And that has, it is just one more chance for them as we head back to the football pitch. This is the third game, and we're having football Mass A who are playing against French School B. It is the third of the football matches that are going to be played, and after that, the format of the football competition is that there's going to be a third place playoff by the teams that are placed third and fourth, teams placed first and second. And okay, so there you have it, and 5 matches to be played in total. A third place match and a final proper. At the same time, remember that there is a chance to meet with the heads of state who are here. So at the moment, it's French School B playing against Football Mass A in the football competition, the third of the group phase matches before we get into the playoff stage. Back to the basketball court. Trying to dribble his way, finds himself out there, and there's a foul committed on the paint. And so they are going to have 2 free throws go their way. You can see how the players being asked to stand around the paint, and there's always a format. 2 players on side from the shooting team and 3 from the defending team. And with that format, that is how they always get ready for everything that is there. So the free throws now ready to go. Quite a non-orthodox way of doing it. Trying to spin it off his hand and twice off the rim. And the red team have got their offensive rebound. They make their way to the paint, they lose it, and rebound for the blue team. Staying on the attack at the red team. Onto the time. That's going for 2 off the rim. Offensive rebound 1 and 2 points. Good for the red team. Blue team, and that has been called as a trap. Took 3 steps with the ball in his hand. Maximum number of steps allowed in a game of basketball is 2 if you've got the ball in your hand, or if you've got it in motion, it's going to be 1. It's going to be called a travel, or if you're from the old school, it's going to be called a walk. So the basketball games continue, and remember, we also have the girls who are going to be playing, and after that the final is going to follow. On to the football pitch again. We have got Football Mass A, who are playing against the French School B. As
what is your take, of course, about basketball experience and where we are at basketball and also the relationship?
French School B have got the red, and Football Mass A have got the orange. And that has been collected by Football B and French School B, trying to make their way through this defense. Could they get goal there? B's the A side won the opening game by 3-1. That ball goes out. It's a chance for them to attack again. So a throwing that goes in, and it's parried away by the goalkeeper. Football Man is trying to go forward. The ball goes out to play. Throwing quickly taken and won by French goalkeeper. They have got a chance and try to go wide. Looked like that was a foul that was committed. What will the match officials say, or are they going to call for something else? Well, the match officials, you can see them at the far end, just calling for a foul as French School B make one more go at the Football Mass goal area. So what can they do with this? What we know is that there is a wall. And that has gone way, way, way wide. So it's a chance for Football Mass to get going again. That has rolled out to play. French trying to make their way, and that is in the 6x6 football. Basketball still going on.
Actually, do you know that Atlanta Dream actually won yesterday night, 91-90, in their first game of the league?
And that's the influence of a Kenyan touch.
Exactly. She made a three-pointer in her first shot. So
stolen and
she's been defending as well, thanks to the efforts of the local.
As the red team trying to go for a three. That has span off the rim.
We will have the boys start.
And
then the guys will follow them after that.
You see that there is a lot of raw talent, but you can tell even by their ages that a lot of the basics are still being considered. And so that is what they're focused on. Foul's been called on Team Red. And you can see that they are switching vests as the players so that everyone has an opportunity to play. Slipped on the course, not caught on the paint, and that goes off the rim. It's an opportunity for the blue side to move forward. That's a foul that's been committed, expected to be called. A chance to go into the opponent's space, very important. A chance at three, span left, but it goes out. It's going to be a blue ball. And so, just taking a look at how. So taking a look at the sides, the basketball is currently on the football pitch. And so the footballers have got to send it back onto the court. as we get back to the football pitch. And it is Mass B, or the Mass A, who are playing against French School B. As time is called on this, remember no halftime in these encounters. It's all about who progresses to the next phase of the competition, which is the knockout phase. The surface, 100% artificial. As you can see, the players are making sure that it is in the right form. Basketball, the experience is at the moment the blue team. Remember, that was a double touch. So once you dribble the ball, it comes into your hands, you can dribble it again. The double dribble, as they will call it, always. And so the blue team now has picked up the advantage again. Remember, basketball allows rolling substitutions.
Are you ready for the next big thing in tech? Well, we'll spotlight Kenya's brightest young minds, game-changing startups, and breakthrough technology that are shaping our future. From AI and robotics to sustainable futures, we bring you the stories behind the scenes. KBC Channel 1. Remember, tech starts here.
If he lives alone and something happens, there'll be no one to take him to the hospital.
How would we do it? We got one bedroom, a living room, and a sunroom. No matter what you do, that's it. How can we add another room?
Hi.
Hi. You must be hungry. Lunch is almost ready. Are you tired? Take a rest.
I'm fine.
I mentioned to the dance club that you were coming. This is good for relaxing. Oh yeah, from Andy Liu, a Bluetooth speaker. We use it for dancing. The sound quality is awesome.